Hello, good afternoon. It's your old pal Conor. I'm back again to have another Carrmageddon with you. No prizes for guessing what this one's going to be about. I think from the title and from everything that's going on today, you guys can probably guess what's going on. Before I get stuck into things, this, guys, is a pre-recorded show. It may go out live. However, this is pre-recorded, so if you guys are commenting live, I won't be able to interact with them, so apologies for that. It's because I wanted to come on this afternoon, record this to get my thoughts out there just before the boys go live tonight with the Friday night show, because obviously I need to get a lot off my chest about this. But before we get stuck into all the bread and butter of everything, please guys don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Obviously the button down there is the subscribe button. You guys are helping us grow more and more every week. It's honestly, it's amazing. We love the support. You guys can comment your thoughts as well, if you agree, if you disagree, any feedback, things like that. Feel free to get in touch. Hit the share button as well, so you can share it far and wide for everybody, who is of a Celtic podcast watching nature, if that makes sense. We're also available on SoundCloud as well, if you would like to follow us on SoundCloud, and you can become a Boys in the Bus member for $1.99 a month. You get your comments highlighted and you get a little Celtic scarf next to your name in the live chat. So whether it's worth it to you guys is totally up to you, but it just helps us keep the gas in the tank and the bus on the road, so to speak. So feel free to do that as you wish. But guys, the Celtic AGM was today, and fair to say it was eventful, to say the least. Well, for however long it went on, I think it only went on for about 10 minutes if we're lucky. So originally the AGM was about to start. The board and things like that, they all turned up. Ross Desmond, unsurprisingly, standing in for his father, who couldn't be fucking bothered turning up, the mustachioed Monopoly man looking old cunt. He couldn't be bothered. He's playing around the golf up in the old course, or sitting in the Bahamas, drinking a coconut with a wee umbrella in it, whatever the fuck he's doing. It's clearly more important than turning up to the AGM for the club that he's meant to supposedly be the majority shareholder of. So the board turned up and were met with raucous boos and chants of sack the board, and were all shown big red cards by the supporters in attendance, and to which I think Peter Lawwell called a break, in which he went away for 30 minutes and then came back. And that was then swiftly followed by Ross Desmond making a quite, I want to say, disturbing speech, or just such an out of touch speech as to everything that's going on right now. And they then to call the AGM short, as the statement that he put out was unsurprisingly met with rapturous shouts and jeers from the supporters in the crowd. And Celtic then released a statement swiftly after. I'll get onto the statement in a wee bit, but I want to just talk about what that wee dauber Ross Desmond came away with. He is just an absolute mouthpiece for his father. I mean, there's probably an outline cut in the back of his suit, and Dermot Desmond's hand is up the fucking arse of the puppet and just working the mouth as the arm stretches all the way up to wherever the hell Dermot Desmond is hiding right now. That was just absolutely disgusting. The fact that they blame absolutely every single one of their failings on the support is baffling to me. And it's actually, I say baffling, it's not surprising in the slightest that they think that we are scum, and they think that we're the ones to blame for everything that's going on right now, and we're the reason for the divide at Celtic that's going on right now. They had a half-hearted apology, saying that oh, well, we've made mistakes in the past, but we aim to rectify them. Oh, is that right? Is that why we spent less in this transfer window than probably our previous 5 transfer windows, in the summer there. Just absolute, just mountains of bullshit just coming out of his mouth with every syllable that came out, and it's absolutely infuriating to listen to that. The fact of the matter is that they take no ownership or responsibility on what they've done to this club. They have absolutely caused the divide. They tried to pin the blame on Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers has been out the door over a month now. He's been gone over a month, and the divide is still there. So that puts the onus onto you. That is your problem. That is you. And it's always been you. It's always been on the board. Peter Lawwell, Michael Nicholson, Chris Mackay, Desmond, his son, Peter Lawwell, all these people. Do you know what I mean? It's their fault that the support is in such a state of disarray. Now, and the club is in such a state of disarray. We have no idea what's going to happen this season domestically. Never mind what's going to happen in Europe. I mean, we can kind of predict what's going to happen in Europe. We'll get papped out probably in the next couple of games, but we have no clue what's going to happen domestically. We don't know if we're going to win the league. We don't know if we're going to win even a cup. I mean, we're in a cup final against St Mirren, but St Mirren are no Diddies. They're a really hard to beat team. Do you know what I mean? We don't know if we'll win the Scottish Cup. We could get put out the bloody first round we play. You never know, because the club is in such a fucking state now that we have no clear direction of where it's going. We have no idea what's coming over the horizon when we should. We should have a step-by-step breakdown of everything that's going to happen with the club going forward. They can't just come out with the same shitty, lines that they string out every single year that they want to improve in Europe, and we try and invest in the club, and we'll try to improve this was one, try to improve the facilities at Celtic Park. That's fucking hilarious. We can't even get hot running water in the stadium to wash your hands after you went under a shite or something like that. It's just absolute farcical, the statements that this guy's came away with, and they're all corroborating in it. They all believe in this. They think that this is the right thing to say, and the fact of the matter is they are trying to split the support and they tried to pin all the blame on Brendan Rodgers when he was here. Right now, Brendan Rodgers is gone. The issues are still there. The posts, the get the board out chants, all the rest of it are still there. So their next target is the Green Brigade and the support as a whole. So this was I'll read out a wee snippet of the statement that he came away with. I'll just find it here quickly. Sorry, guys. It'll take me a couple of seconds. Right. This is what Ross Desmond said. He said, "We will not be railroaded by those whose only vocation in life is to be anti-establishment, and by those who try to degrade the club." That is what they think of the fans. Fuck them. Fuck every single one of the guys sitting up in that panel right now. Fuck them all. It's an absolutely freezing cold November day here, and it's hard to get a heat in you, but I hope to God that every single member on that board is feeling a chill go up their spine at what they're about to unleash upon themselves for the Celtic board. You think it's bad now? Wait until tomorrow night. The fucking boos, the jeers, the chants, they're going to come your way. There'll more than likely will possibly be a protest tomorrow. I know the Green Brigade probably won't be there, or at least the vast majority of them in that section. But there's going to be some sort of fan action tomorrow with the fallout of all this. It's genuinely disgusting to try and pin the blame on the fans doing this. Now, you can agree or disagree with the Green Brigade's political statements or their behaviours, out with, the game in terms of what they do in the stadiums or out with, the grounds, stuff like that. Fair enough. You can have your opinion on that. But when it comes to the board and everything they're saying, I think 99% of Celtic fans with their heads screwed on are 100% back in the Green Brigade and the Celtic fans collective for that matter, because it's obviously came out now. The Celtic fans collective are going on this massive campaign to try and usher the board out and having monthly meetings as well. Sending out emails, I get emails from them, giving updates as to meetings, whether they're in graces or whatever, and steps forward from there to try and get some, discourse going with the board to try and just get our points across. But it's never going to happen. And look, I 100% understand every single supporter's reaction in that room. They're showing the red cards, they're booing them, telling them to get the fuck, all the rest of it. Honestly, fair play to you, because, I probably would have had to been escorted out the premises if it was me in there. But what I will say is this is exactly what the board want. They've gotten the reaction that they want by having to call it early, not answer any questions, just call it early because of the disturbing fucking, the disruptions and stuff like that. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there. The disruptions to the proceedings and all the rest of it, and this is what they want. They don't want to answer the question. That was almost like the perfect scenario for them, in the long run, because we can just call this now and fuck off home and, not have to answer these supporters' questions, because you knew that if that never happened today, there were supporters in there today who would have had, questions loaded, ready to go, hitting them with both barrels with the absolute fucking, dross that they've given, back to the supporters in terms of being in charge. Trying to say that the abuse that Peter Lawwell and Michael Nicholson have received has been dehumanising and that they're human beings and all the rest of it. Well, you don't treat the Celtic support like fucking human beings. You treat them like pieces of shit in the end of your shoe. You don't give them anything back. You don't give them anything back at all. You can't even be bothered to communicate. You can't even be bothered to sit people down and have a decent conversation with them, with the meeting that happened with the board a while back. One of the minutes of meeting came out that Michael Nicholson shrugged. He didn't know. They can't even be bothered to justify their actions with a proper conversation as to explain why. They can't even give out a proper apology as to what they've done. They are scumbags of the highest order who are only interested in protecting their own fucking paychecks. Do you know what I mean? And people are going to think that, the fallout of this, it has to result in sackings or resignations and all the rest of it. Newsflash, spoiler alert, guys, that ain't going to happen. Just when you think that it's going to get worse or that it can't go any further, it's going to continue. It's going to keep rolling on and rolling on down the hill until, you think it can't be pushed any further, but it will. Somehow it will. Somehow these fucking cockroaches will still continue to survive, the allegations that have been thrown their way for mismanagement. Do you know what I mean? And it's fucking disgusting. Name a board for a football team that is still in charge 20 odd years later. There hasn't been any change, really. There hasn't been any upshakes. There hasn't been any changes in protocol or plans or aims or goals to work towards. Name one football club that's like that, that's ran like that. I can't think of one. It's the same backroom team that have been here for about 10 fucking years as well. Just talking about the football side of things. I know John Kennedy's now gone. But Christ, it's been a long time coming. They couldn't even be bothered to give him a proper send-off, thanking him for all he's done. So, if the people who are working under you, who are yes men for you, aren't even good enough to get a thank you message and well done for everything you've done, all that, what the hell do they think he is? What the hell do they think he is? Honestly, it's fucking. Honestly, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. The other thing that he brought up was like, because of the state of European football now, with teams having so much more money, it's not feasible for teams in smaller European leagues to go and compete and stuff like that. Sorry, that's wrong. Bodo Glimt, a team who hadn't won a league before until Katie Knutson stepped in, who hadn't really performed in Europe. He stepped in that club, transformed it. They got to a European semi-final, Rangers, who play in the same wee, small, domestic European league as us, got to a European final a few years back. What's their fucking excuse, Celtic? Because they never had as much money as us. They still managed to fucking do it. So what's your excuse then? Like, honestly, it's not even cracks in their argument. It's fucking crevices. The gaps are so wide for all to see, to just chisel away at and break their arguments completely, because it's utter bullshit. Do you know what I mean? And they believe it. They believe it. They don't sit here and think like, oh, we can just get away with lying to them. Do you know what I mean? You're like, they genuinely believe that they're doing a good job. They genuinely believe they're doing a good job. Fucking Michelin are top of the Europa League now. Top of the Europa League right now. They're a tiny team. Playing in a smaller league than the Scottish League. They're top of Europa League right now. Olympiacos, the Greek league's not massive. They won the Conference League the other year. There's so many examples to just call them out on their bullshit that can just be flung back at them. And I'm quite annoyed that because of how things proceeded today, with obviously the disruptions and the chanting and that we never really got the opportunity for anybody to hold these arseholes' feet to the fire and get them to see what it's like when they're on the fucking grill and see how they perform when they're getting asked the serious questions. Because we've got to wait another. They're not going to redo this, and if they do, the fans won't be allowed in. It'll just be for the shareholders. So we're going to have to wait again to hear from them, to have an opportunity to question them on what the fuck they're doing. And if you honestly think to God that between now and the next AGM that there's going to be any change in the hierarchy or the structure or the spending or the financial aspirations, any of that, nah, just put that to the side. That ain't fucking happening. Honestly. So I'm now going to read out the statement the Celtic board put out promptly after the AGM was called. It's just most of you have probably read it, understand that, right? But it's just for anybody who hasn't been on and read it yet. So I'll just read it out now. So this was obviously put out today, 21st of November 2025 at 12:23 p.m. Regrettably, due to the continuing disruptive conduct of a small number of individuals preventing the orderly management of today's EGM, we were required to conclude the meeting earlier than we had planned. Such conduct is completely unacceptable and hugely disappointing. And while today's events are completely out of our control, clearly we regret the impact on our shareholders who were deprived of the opportunity to take part in an orderly and constructive meeting. Chairman Peter Lawwell called a poll on the resolutions at the end of the meeting, the results of which will be made available and counted and verified by our registrar, Computershare. Should any shareholders wish to raise a question, they can do so by contacting our Investor Relations Department, and we will endeavour to respond to any queries. Not a single apology in that to the supporters who are maybe sitting there wanting to ask a question. Not a single apology. Fuck you, Peter Lawwell. Fuck you, Ross Desmond. Fuck you, Michael Nicholson. And fuck you, Dermot Desmond. Honestly, and here's the thing I never spoke about as well. Oh my God. Before Ross Desmond went to speak and put out that fucking mental statement, Peter Lawwell was speaking down to the supporters in the room who were booing and shouting things at them like they were school children, saying, behave, we'll cancel it if you don't want to. That Jabba the Hutt looking slimy cunt fucking treats the supporters like absolute shit. What a fucking prick. Oh my, like, can you imagine that? Your chairman speaking down to the supporters like that. We're not just doing this for shits and giggles. It's because you fuckers have ran the club into the fucking ground. We got put out this year with the Champions League by Kairat al-fucking-Mati, for God's sake. Kairat al-Mati. And that's not to name the list of other fucking dozen diddy clubs that have put us out to qualifying for Champions League football before. So The statement is only apologising to the shareholders. Well, see, if you're a shareholder, do you have any confidence in the Celtic board right now, running as a business and what they're doing? Stuff like that. Yeah, sure, your profits might fucking go up, but something's in the water, something's coming. So see, if you're a shareholder, you turn around looking at the Celtic board and saying, oh, have we got any confidence in these guys to steer the ship in the right direction? Because if it doesn't, something bad could happen down the line to their fucking investments. You never know. Football's a funny old world. We've seen it with clubs before where all of a sudden out the blue, they've just ceased to fucking exist. I'm not going that far saying that's going to happen to us, but all I'm saying is that if this fucking board continue to act the way that they're acting, then something's in the mix. Something like all this money that they're hoarding ain't going to be worth a fuck because we won't be able to spend it and we won't be able to actually try and progress. Might not even get fucking Europa League football some seasons. I'm just saying that's something that could potentially be down the pipeline. We might not even win the fucking league this year due to the lack of fucking investment with what they've put into that team. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting behaviour for them. And I just hope every single one of them hangs their head in absolute shame, but they won't. They'll be sitting up the stairs in the fucking Celtic boardroom, fucking sipping their cognac, smoking their cigars, and having a wee fucking laugh. Do you know what I mean? That look at all the silly wee paddies and that, just getting all up at us. Oh, can you believe that? Do you know what I mean? They're not even going to look at this seriously. They don't care. They don't care about your opinion or my opinion or any other fucker's opinion other than themselves. The only thing they care about is keeping their pockets filled and their bank balances fucking high. That's it. That's all they care about. So Martin O'Neill then spoke out about it, unsurprisingly being an absolute yes man on the whole thing. Unsurprising. We all kind of knew that's what Martin was kind of being brought in for. And look, I'm not going to cane Martin O'Neill for his opinions on this, because see, at the end of the day, see if he keeps things going on the football park, Martin O'Neill is still a saint in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he keeps things going okay in the park and we get decent results and stuff like that, I couldn't care about his opinion on the whole board thing is. But he did say in his press conference, oh, I'm not like a board apologist and stuff like that. But it was like, and I have my opinions on it, but they try their best and blah blah blah. And he goes, oh, it's a sad day. It's a sad day. I wonder what Jock Stein would think if he was here. Jock Stein would walk into that boardroom and give every single one of them a fucking speech in music. I'm telling you 100% that's what the fuck he'd be doing. He'd be like, what are you doing with this club? Under his leadership, they won the fucking Champions League. Do you know what I mean? And he'd be sitting saying, you're getting bested by teams that don't even have a third of your budget. You're getting potentially beat to a league title by Hearts, a bang average Hearts side as well. You're getting, embarrassed in Europe. You're not investing properly. You've invested so poorly that the squad is now in utter disarray due to the injuries. We have no backup. We have nothing on the bench to sit and bring on and try and give us a bit of hope. But relying on fucking players who don't want to be here anymore, players who should have been, told to walk off into the sunset many, many years ago, like James Forrest. That's not fair on him. Do you know what I mean? And it's just utter mismanagement on every single level. Do you know what I mean? These are the same fuckers that charge you £4 for a fucking pie. £4 for a pie. And I swear I bring this up every time. But it's probably one of the most ridiculous things that they do. Is charging the amount of money that they do for the products, for the fucking catering inside Celtic Park. Is genuinely laughable. For a shitty pie that probably costs fucking 10 pence to make and another 5 pence to buy in bulk. And they charge you fucking £4 for that. They are taking the utter piss out of you. Every single person, look, I'm not saying don't turn up to the games and stuff like that. You can do what you want, right? But every single person that goes and still puts money at the end of now, you're a fucking clown. And I'll just call you out on it. If you're still putting money in the club now, giving them money for kits and training gear and products and catering at the stadium and buying tickets and buying shit for people's Christmases for Celtic and that, you're a fucking clown. And that's what they look at you like. That's not me saying it. That's the board saying it. they're saying you're a fucking clown because you continue to put money in them where they won't give you fuck all back. So the fallout from this, I honestly have no clue what it's going to be. It could be result in resignations, sackings. I mean, God, I hope so. But then obviously the question then falls is if these people go, who the hell comes in? Because under Dermot Desmond's, leadership, and big question, quotation marks there, he's just going to bring another yes man, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Remember I said that rumour about the lady that was the Leicester CEOs might be coming in, stuff like that. Fucking, that was like a wet fart of a rumour, wasn't it? Absolutely nothing of that. When I said that Michael Nicholson and Peter Lawwell were due to walk in November, we're what? Over halfway through the month? We're nearly at the end of the month, only got a week left. That's not happening anytime soon, is it? So, guys, that's me done. That's my rant done for today. Over and out. I do appreciate any of you who've been able to sit here and listen to me rant for about 20 odd 30 minutes. And obviously, guys, don't forget we will be live tonight as well. Around about, I think, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. With the boys, Phil, Liam, Johnny Logue. They'll be on tonight to obviously discuss all this stuff, and I'd imagine they'll look ahead to the game tomorrow against St Mirren as well. I can even touch on that today. Like, that's the furthest thing from my mind right now is that game tomorrow because of all the events that have unfolded today. But guys, if you have enjoyed it, please do urge you to like, share and subscribe. Comment underneath your thoughts. Don't forget you become my Boys in the Bus member for $1.99 if you feel so inclined. And I will see you whenever. I always say I'll see you next week or I'll see you this day, and it never happens because my schedule's just so up in the air. But I've enjoyed it tonight, guys. Got a lot off my chest, and I do appreciate you joining me today. So if you guys enjoy, please don't forget like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, fuck the board. Fuck the board.